Alright guys, we're at the last one. I'm gonna stand up a little bit. He just really wants to spread butter and he doesn't have the utensils to do it, so you see, you honor him. Assaulting that man was a sense of self. What's it called? I forgot what it's called, but yeah. Gotta just walk around a little bit. I can't activate my lightsabers because my parents are asleep next door. Well, not next door, like across the hallway in a different room. Otherwise, I would have pulled that out right now and just started like swinging. Start swinging. Start blasting. Alright. Last one, guys. We got the last one, which is the Collectors. From Marvel? Euclid. Captured instances of SCP-1729 are to be kept in a warehouse located within Sector 25. Outside of testing, every instance of SCP-1729 is to be restrained using standard wheel clamps and switch 1A is set to off. Any newly captured SCP-1729 instance is to be fitted with manual operation switches on leads 1 to 7. An additional battery-operated relay circuit on lead 1. See document B for a complete diagram with critical location and appropriate schematics with part numbers specified. If testing on... Oh god, why do I constantly have some in my eye now? If testing on SCP-1729 requires the removal of the restraints, such as tests must be carried out on designated enclosed test track. Test track marked 5 TTR on the Sector 25 layout plan. During such testing, only D-Class personnel to be allowed to approach or initiate contact with SCP-1729. For this purpose, a group of 6 D-Class designated DR-1729 is to be used for such testing. As per document P29-DR-1982 relating to disposable personnel indefinitely assigned to a single research track, at least 3 members of DR-1729 are required to have background in automotive repair. At least 1 member of DR-1729 is required to have a background in mechanical engineering. Locations found to serve as the position sites for SCP-1729 are to be transferred into possession of an appropriate Foundation cover organization and monitored for activity. Any inbound SCP-1729 instances are to be captured and their payloads seized. Civilians found within the perimeter of the deposition site are to be interrogated and, unless required otherwise, treated with Class A amnestics and released. SCP-1729 refers to a presently indeterminate number of apparently autonomous motor vehicles of differing models and manufacturers. The account currently estimates that each instance of SCP-1729 is painted black and marked with a taxi panel on the logo and telephone number of the taxi service. Come on. While most SCP-1729 instances tend to mimic the information pertaining to genuine taxi services, approximately 20% of it refer to fictitious companies, mostly usually Opel Taxi, Federal Transport, or Carlo Cabs. License plates found on SCP-1729 instances tend to duplicate those of existing vehicles. The interior of SCP-1729 instances differ significantly from that of an equivalent vehicle. The engine does not connect to the gas tank. Instead, the flywheel redacted While the battery seems to provide energy for SCP-1729, functioning. Cutting the wire LED marked 1 on SCP-1729 scheme effectively disables the instance in question. A number of further wire leads extended to various sections inside. This is disabling any of these seems to disable specific mechanism inside SCP-1729. The gas tank itself contains between 20 to 60 liters of saline solution and connects to a nozzle located within the trunk area, also housing a number of servo and hydraulic control manipulation mechanisms and mobile high voltage electrodes. Furthermore, the trunk the trunk wall and lower chassis houses a W laser cutter and several devices whose purpose and construction is currently subject to research. While in its inactive state, SCP-1729 is stationary and does not significantly differ in appearance from a regular vehicle. SCP-1729 tend to activate at random times between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m. Rarely operation outside this times has been observed. The stream isn't showing your screen. Thank you. I did a mistake yesterday as well. Fuck. It's when I'm super tired. Usually the last one I forget to switch it over. And the same mistake with the last one yesterday. Upon activation, instances of SCP-1729 proceed to move along surface streets in a random pattern. However, they are significantly more likely to pick directions leading to areas with higher population density 2. Transition probabilities follow a roughly 0.7/0.3 split. SCP-1729 will comply to traffic law, aside from occasional erratic behavior during night turns. What is happening on my back? Ow. Usually occurring towards the end of the cycle. During active period, humans looking at SCP-1729 perceive a humanoid figure designated -1 sitting in the driver's seat. Optic and thermal instrumentation show the seat to be empty. Furthermore, strong data expunge further pointing to being illusory. If an active instance of SCP-1729 is approached or gestured to, SCP-1729 will stop and its door unlock. -1 will attempt to mimic a taxi driver. Those listening such as an event report frequent defects such as vocalization not synchronized with facial mimics, slurred speech, or erratic movements. So just old school video games. Or glitched out video games. If boarded, -1 will proceed towards the intended destination until attaining a velocity of approximately 40 km per hour. Subsequently, the backseat of SCP-1729 will shift. A set of manipulators will shift. A set of manipulators will restrain the passenger, paralyze them by means of an electric discharge, and a series of rollers will proceed to relocate them into the trunk, where redacted, and subsequently section the body, storing the segments in sealant-filled PE bags. Despite redacted, has been shown to increase the vitality of collected tissue samples and the resistance to environmental factors resembling that of SCP. Investigation into potential uses is in transplant surgery strongly recommended. The sectioning is consistent but highly idiosyncratic. Bags often contain multiple parts such as heart and lungs, while the intestinal tract is usually split into CCA 1.5 meter segments, each packed separately, and on 2 occasions some packages contained approximately 500 grams of CCA 35 mm vein and artery sections. Ugh. Upon completion, SCP-1729 will proceed towards a fixed location and deposit all collected materials, usually packed within 2 to 5 black PE sacks. SCP-1729 shows a strong preference preference for sites with low to medium human activity. To date, 15 deposited sites have been secured, notably Warehouses A or former Incorporation Garage 28.J in London and floor 3 parking lot of Tesco. For complete list, see document B. SCP-1729 will proceed to evacuate the premises and deactivate upon encountering an available parking space. The mean period of reactivation appears to be 16 plus / -3 days. Addendum 1. Incident 1. On 2000, Metropolitan Police have been asked to investigate an unusual smell spreading from one of the vehicles in the parking lot located near apartment complex. When approached by a summoned patrol, the vehicle activated an attempt to ride away, injuring one of the officers in the process. The second respond will with gunfire, causing it to crash due to tire damage. Subsequent examination has shown the trunk to be full of human remains in advanced state of decay. Ugh. The patrol men were administered amnestics by Foundation members, exposing as a MI5 liaison, and the remains of the vehicle were taken for testing. It was found that the PE foil stockpile within the SCP-1729 instance has been depleted, and due to the inability of ejector to process unpacked tissue, this resulted in the accumulation within the device. Addendum 3. Containment procedure update. Since initial containment, the proportion of encountered SCP-1729 instances in the grading state has been on a steady rise, with cases similar to Incident 1. And further, case of breakdown making up 79% of all SCP-1729 encounters. Furthermore, there has been a steady decrease in amount of reported incident consistent with SCP-1729 mode of operation, and the monitoring of former delivery sites has resulted in no additional captures. Requesting removal of paragraph 3 from containment procedures to reflect this, especially given current increased staff requirements with respect to redacted researcher polling. Request approved, Dr. Zubov, section head. And we have done it today. We have done it. We read the 172Os. For YouTube, we're done for now. I heard that somebody told me that 1730, they wish me luck with that, which I think I'm gonna be fine. So we'll see how you guys will see a day afterwards how this is gonna go for me, if I actually will be fine or if I lost my absolute mind. So that was with you all for YouTube. In the meantime, Twitch,